And how's it going there? Ladies and gentlemen, Canine. And guys, the Vanguard multiplayer reveal thing is out. And just so you guys know, I've obviously played a lot of Call of Duty in my time. The last good Call of Duty, in my opinion, was World War II, the last Sledgehammer game that came out. And before we go into this, I have watched a tiny piece of gameplay. And by tiny piece, I literally mean I watched Phase Scopes. It was like a 7-minute video where he was like, hey, look, I played the beta. Yay. And there was a bit of gameplay after that. So I've watched a tiny piece of gameplay, but I have not watched the actual reveal trailer. Yeah, so we're going to go through it, guys. I hope you'll enjoy. And I've obviously given out a lot of my thoughts on what I think about Vanguard and what I think about Cold War and Modern Warfare. So I'm going to be directly comparing World War II, Modern Warfare 2019, and Black Ops Cold War. I'm going to directly compare them to what I've seen here and the small piece of gameplay that I've seen already. Let's get into it. Alright. Mature 17 plus. Huh. Okay, who the hell are you? I hope they don't do a Battlefield 5. Please don't do a Battlefield 5. Alright, we're in 1080-60.
The time is finally here. Welcome to the multiplayer reveal for Call of Duty Vanguard. I'm Greg Reisdorf, the multiplayer creative director at Sledgehammer Games. At
so
reveal,
we
saw the rise of Special Forces team, and now we've had our first technical test of Vanguard out in the wild, the Champion Hill Alpha. Our team is hyper-focused on key data points coming out of that test, and thank you for all the valuable feedback.
Today, we will show you our vision of the multiplayer experience for Call of Duty Vanguard.
The question is, are you
On
going
our
to
last
listen to
project,
the feedback?
We brought the brotherhood of World War II soldiers to life in a more traditional approach, which was a great experience. For Vanguard, we're taking liberties and risks to deliver something completely fresh, new, and fun.
But first, let's watch the world premiere of Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer.
Okay, so we know who to blame for shit now, I suppose. Why would you headbutt a guy with a helmet? Sorry, I know it's a gameplay thing, but...
Warriors, saboteurs, assassins, their lives turned upside down by the Reich. Each one with an axe to grind, and when we turn them loose, you better believe they're coming out swinging.
So that's obviously the destructible walls. That's like that LMG from Ghost that you can't... the chainsaw. Type 100. Cool. Hit fire and throwing grenades. Dismemberment's back, which is fucking sick. Oh.
Got it.
Ooh. We got a new death toy. Yes, new death machine. Deathbot. Murderbot, that's what I used to call it. MG42, cool. I think that was in the alpha as well. Oh, hammer. Noob tubes are back, great. Oh, the DB28! Yeah, Dylan plate gun. Yes. I love that from World War II, man. Dylan plate gun. Oh, did they just show a quick scope in the trailer? Interesting. Did not expect to see a quick scope in the trailer, considering how hated snipers are. Oh, there's that blind fire shit. That's gonna be so stupid. STG. Ooh, 20 maps. I heard 16. I'm down with 20. So obviously the Champions Hill, I'm guessing, is a map. So there's what, 19 other maps? Fuck yeah. And they're using the Modern Warfare thing again, which is good. The weaponsmith or whatever it's called. Gunsmith. Oh, we got a flamethrower jug. Okay. I mean, one thing you've got to say about Call of Duty, they can make a trailer, man. Seriously. That's a pretty cool trailer. Call of Duty's always made a pretty good trailer, though, for their multiplayer. The live action ones were still the best, but they had a bit of comedy to it.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta. Digital pre-orders get instant access to the Night Raid, Mastercraft, and Black Ops, Cold War, and Warzone.
Interesting. I wonder what gun that is.
Such amazing work that the team's been able to do, and we're thrilled to have that trailer out in the wild. Our multiplayer team is putting players in the shoes of a globally diverse cast. We focus on special forces operators that are untraditional, gritty anti-heroes from every front of the war. We've also focused on our down-the-barrel experience to bring you brute force weaponry that devastates your enemies and world around.
I just hope they don't do a Battlefield
Today,
5, man.
I have the pleasure of sitting down with some of my colleagues I haven't seen in over a year, and some folks that I've never met before in real life. Our conversations today will be broken down into 4 different sections. We're going to talk about our day 1 offering for multiplayer. We're going to go in-depth into gameplay. We're going to talk to our art directors about Vanguard's unique look and take on World War II.
Do we really care about
our narrative team about how they brought our operators to life.
Do we care about the narrative?
We have some special guests from Beanox and Raven. Plus, following the stream,
okay, Raven's obviously
some of your favorite creators to play
Warzone.
Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer. So stick around. We're just getting started.
Energy 42. Hitler's buzzsaw. You gotta love it. Okay, I don't really care about the art, and I don't care about Warzone.
Sounds good.
So we have 20 total maps in the game.
Okay.
We do.
Yep.
16 of them that are working with core, and they're across all locations in they're
Okay,
Western
so
Front,
60 wait,
Eastern
where
Front,
wait,
North
what?
Africa,
Yep.
as well as the Pacific.
And then the 4
thought it
maps
said
that
20.
comprise Champion Hill, which is airstrip.
Wait! You're counting those little
do
wow!
we have
They're counting the
found
mini
this
maps
fresh
in
approach
Champions
to
Hill
World
as
War II.
maps.
We really wanted this time to focus on a global warfare and
That's fucked up,
variety
man.
of settings.
And
Champions
when you
Hill
think
is
about the
a
players
map.
too, let's say you finish a match on Gavutu and you just came from the Pacific Theater, and then the next map that loads up is Desert Siege, and now you're in North Africa. So you're just hopping all over the globe.
So we just finished up Alpha. That was the first technical test of Vanguard. And starting today, you can preload for the beta, which has Champion Hill that everybody...
Alright, so I'm a 16, 17, 18, 20, because I've purchased the game. So I'm going to be 16, 17, 18, and 20. Alright, that's what I get to play.
experience, as well as 4 new maps.
Yeah, that's what I'm super excited about. It's Core MP for the first time, so it's Red Star, Hotel Royale, Gavutu, and Eagle's Nest.
I cannot wait to see all of those players.
It's interesting. It's got the Iron Cross, not the actual
And then we
Nazi
also
symbol.
have combat pacing. So you can now experience this huge range from tactical combat all the way up to blitz.
I don't like the
combat
wording
across
they
those
used,
modes
because
that are
back in the
beta.
day, tactical used to be either 3v3 or
It's such a different
4v4.
experience
So
between when you're playing
I don't like
with
the
blitz
tactical
and
wording.
tactical as well, because when you're playing blitz, it's just no holds bar. You're going.
I'll probably end up playing the middle
Tactical,
one where it's
a
like
lower
10 people
player
a team
count,
or
so we're
whatever it
actually
is.
increasing the time to engagement in there, and every shot matters. You're able to play with it in the filter system, so within quick match play, you're able to be like, oh, I prefer tactical.
I'm going to be doing blitz. I remember when we were just first talking about it, the idea of making every map into shipment. I love that.
Okay, I'm not touching Blitz. If that's the way I've designed it, and those spawns... Actually saying that Sledgehammer spawns on shipment made sense, so...
Level of combat pacing is what's really fun.
They might make it work. Oh good, a brekkie.
It's so much fun to just go in and you're not even worried when you're getting killed, because you just get killed and respawn and kill someone else constantly. It's amazing.
Then you're not very good, love. You shouldn't kill die. Especially on shipment. When you guys made that shipment map, you could get nukes all day.
Mode for Vanguard.
This patrol thing, I'm very interested. So you guys know I love Hardpoint, which I'm guessing Hardpoint won't be in the game because of patrol. This is very interesting. It's gonna keep people moving, which I'm excited for.
Play it more and more and discover new strategies around it.
There's not gonna be the camping spot. It's like you have to keep following the thing. So I think it's going to work quite well actually, Patrol. Very interested in that game mode. Especially when you're going to have like 12 plus people.
Really locking down those lanes.
That's going to be fun,
that
man.
mode is bringing so much more than we've ever
Oh,
had.
is that
And you're
the
also exploring the
Volkswagen
entire
guy?
map. Playing with other players in these maps, being able to go into, clans They're coming into the game. They're a tier 1 feature. You can pair up.
Guys,
with
we're making a
buddies
clan.
and your friends.
We really want to lean into social play
BWG.
because it does make all of your experiences on those maps
The
and modes
doghouse.
just so much better.
Think about what you just said about Patrol too. Like if you played Patrol with your clan, how
You're
much more
gonna be
effective you
so
would
much
be
better.
if
Oh, yeah,
everybody was
absolutely.
coordinated taking the patrol point at the same time.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can
but
actually progress
depends on
with
skill
your
based
clan.
matchmaking.
Like that's a new thing that we have in the game. It's pretty exciting and awesome. Like being able to have the 3 of us in a clan and go and be on progression.
And you can be in a clan together cross-gen as well.
That's right.
So we have a huge
Oh,
commitment to
yeah.
our players
Fucking no
around
kidding.
cross-gen, cross-platform play where you can go and team up with really anybody who has the game.
It's exciting for me because now I can finally play with my cousin in Toronto who's a PC player and
But I'm gonna fucking yell at you. So the guy's saying, "Oh, I can play with my cousin in Toronto." Who cares if he plays in a different system? Your skill-based matchmaking is gonna stop that. Because if your friend in Toronto or your brother, whoever the fuck he said, if his family member is like a 1 KD player and the guy talking is a 2.5 KD player, I'm giving him a lot of credit. That his friend in Toronto is gonna have the worst time. Like, the crossplay is good. Don't get me wrong. Playing with people is amazing. I love that because I can play on PC now. But you can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna go play with my friends. We're gonna have a great time." No, unless you're all exactly the same skill level, it's not gonna work. The higher skilled guy is gonna drag the entire lobby into his game bracket because of your skill-based matchmaking. So the guys that are slightly lower skill or don't have as much playtime, they're not gonna have as much fun. I mean, me streaming is a perfect example. I'm no one special, but I'm okay. You know, I have friends that don't play as much as me, and I was dragging them into my lobbies. You know, and they weren't having as much fun. I mean, neither was I, to be honest, because I had to sweat all the time. But like, it ruins it, man. So if you're gonna say, "Oh, friends and can play together," get rid of skill-based matchmaking.
on my PS4 at home.
I really loved it as well because we
Lol,
invested
PS4.
quite a lot in our social features.
It really widens the scope of the social experience.
If you have a friend who's playing Call of Duty, you don't have to now ask them, "Oh, what are you playing on?"
Right.
You can just
No,
be
we have to
like,
say, "How good are you?" It's a different problem.
They've done a phenomenal job. I can't thank them enough for all the effort they've put in. The most content day 1. It's gonna be great.
Oh, good. C4s are back.
Let's go.
We're here to talk about gameplay. So this is reactive environments, movement and footsteps, create a class, weapons. It's all about creating a fun environment for the players to run around in. And when we were thinking about it as a team, that feeling of pulling the trigger has to be awesome. And you need to be able to use it then.
That
for
guy on the
gameplay
left
as
is
well.
creepy, man.
It's all about that player creativity.
When you first shoot something and it reacts to it, now you start becoming a little more creative about what you want to do with that.
Tactical sprint is in the game. We have it coming back.
And
you can
controllers
just
are gonna
sprint through
die.
Those walls as well.
Good. Get
We
rid
try
of
to give
doors, add
multiple
walls,
options
because
for
we
how
love
you
the
wanna do
doors.
things, which really allows for a lot of freedom.
That's right. When you're taking cover behind something, they can also flush you out. You start seeing this stuff just start getting shredded.
You can mount on top of these surfaces as well.
Oh, good. We've brought.
I love sliding into cover and either mounting on the side, mounting on the top, blind firing over the top.
Did I
So
not see how
blind
bad
fire,
mounting
like, let's just
was
talk
in
about
Modern
that for a second,
Warfare?
because blind fire is all new.
Yeah,
addition
and
to
stupid.
Vanguard. It's kind of the hip fire of mount. We actually have it set up where you can ADS and go into mount. So when you're near something, you're going to go into mount every time you do that. But if you're
Okay,
in
yeah,
cover
mounting.
behind it, your gun's going to come up, and now you're actually in this state where you know you can blind fire over it. You get a little peek over the piece of cover that you're on, and you're now able to move back and forth across that, fire. You get the hip fire spread, and then once you see somebody coming, you can actually go right back into mount and transition between.
Okay, they've spoken about mounting for like 2 minutes now. We had it since Ghosts, my guy. We get it.
The two, and it's so fluid.
It just feels like it was always supposed to be there.
No, it wasn't. It's in
Destructible
Ghosts,
environments
and
are
everyone
throughout the
hated it.
game. It's on every map, and it just changes the map over time.
That's right. Like the state that the map starts at is going to look different than the state that it ends at.
So it's quite clear you can't
Everything
break every
really
wall.
changes,
There's only
especially
specific
in
spots you
modes
can
where you have
break.
Dom and Hardpoint.
And even
Oh,
with this
Hardpoint.
idea
Oh,
of
they're both
combat
in the
pacing
game.
around
Okay.
those structures, like we have tactical combat pacing where now destruction just matters so much more when there's a lower player count and it's so much more intimate. And then you go into something like Blitz, which is just crazy amounts of players in there, and those maps completely change.
Dude, the
based
clips
on
that are gonna
how
get
that
hit in
combat
Blitz are gonna be
pacing
nuts.
Is flowing throughout every playlist that you're going into, and those modes even. We have a caliber system as well, which interacts with these
so did Modern
destructive
Warfare.
environments. And so you're able to now go caliber up or caliber down within each weapon.
The heavier
Don't
the
make it
caliber,
sound
the
fucking
more it's
special.
going
Modern
to
Warfare did that.
change
I don't know if
look
COD
of the
Wars done it.
walls.
But I know Modern Warfare did it.
It's not just visual either. Increasing the caliber does increase the damage the bullet does. So we're kind
No!
of moving away from this concept of protecting rate of fire and damage.
It's like
We're
saying,
letting the
I'll shoot you with a
players control
22
it.
or I'll shoot you with
We have
my
creative class in the
Barrett
game,
50
and
BMG.
we're building on what was
Would
done
you
in
make a
Modern
bigger
Warfare
hole?
2019.
You got your primary weapon, secondary weapon, 3 perks, lethals, and tacticals.
It's about choices and about the
Oh,
player
do you not
having
have the
choices.
ability
Within
things?
creative class, there's
Field
so
upgrades?
much going on in there. We have the gunsmith system coming back. We have
Hang on, I want to have a look at the class thing.
within creative class, there's so much going on in there. We have the
Okay, so I don't see the weapon thing in here. We've got the Garand 1911. Ghost is back. Hopefully it looks like it's a running man. So hopefully you have to be moving for it to activate. Piercing vision, I don't know. Double time's like sprint more faster or pull your gun up faster out of sprint. Shit like that. Obviously, there we go. We've got the store confirmed as well. Obviously got weapon level. Demolition charge, which I'm guessing is your C4. We got the smoke grenade back, of course. Okay.
The gunsmith system coming back. We have caliber system, ammo types, 10
Wait, was that a
attachments
drum on a
in
Garand?
there. We have
Sorry.
the gunsmith system coming back. We have caliber
60. Okay, yeah.
Versus-
Dude, you guys. Oh, Arisaka.
system, ammo types, 10
Interesting.
attachments as well
Sorry, guys.
that you can put on the gun.
The coolest thing about 10 attachments is that we were able to make it so that some of the attachments are much stronger than the
10
other
attachments
You have a lot
per
more
gun.
options, kind of taking
Good
our
lord.
30-ish guns and bringing it all the way up to over 100 because you can tailor them to
30-ish
whatever you want them
guns.
to be.
That's not a big number.
And then it's still familiar with the perks, the 3 perk slots, and you can actually modify those and get some modifications around some of the other core gameplay pieces. And with these weapons and with this caliber system, there's so much in there to be able to use. We have certain perks that are dedicated to it.
Yeah, you might choose an LMG and then try to combine perks for close range to make it so much more like an SMG, but with that power and the ammo size that the
Dude,
LMGs are bringing.
How many bullets did that take to kill?
They choose an
Like, he hits
LMG
headshots for
and then try to
days.
combine perks for close range to make it so much more like an SMG, but with that power and the ammo size
God, that thing killed
the
slowly.
LMGs are bringing. Or you might go the completely other way.
That's not a bad
With
thing, by the
our
way.
New mounted movement system, so you can slide around the cover. You might equip it with piercing vision as one of your perks, your perk 2. That allows you to actually highlight people through walls that you've
That's
suppressed
wall
as one of
hacks!
your perks, your perk.
That is so stupid. Oh, that is so stupid. Dude, all I can see is someone's going to mount up on a bench or a wall, and they're going to have an LMG with no recoil and the biggest bullet they can find to shoot through walls, and then it's going to shoot through the entire map, and it's... Whose idea was wall hacks? What? Like, I know you guys can't... I know it's like your guys thought that Warzone is getting hacked to shit, but you don't need to put it in your own game. Oh, that is so stupid.
Perk 2 that allows you to actually highlight people through
Oh,
walls
that
that
is
you've
so
suppressed.
dumb.
Suppression is a new mechanic that slows people down.
And with that, like, that is going to give us the most tactical experience you've ever had in Call of Duty.
Yeah, we're trying a lot of risky things, allowing players to tune things like damage and rate of fire, but we're committed to figuring
Dude,
out the
Modern
right
Warfare did that.
values there, making a balanced game.
Hell, you guys did that with rapid
really
fire
wanna
last
push the
time. You
envelope.
fucking
We
idiots.
really want to bring players a version of Call of Duty, a flavor of it that they haven't tried before.
It is truly the most immersive Call of Duty experience I've ever played, and we're in this together. We're in it with the community. We're there getting feedback from them on all of these elements, and we want to make it the best for everyone.
Some of this sounds so stupid. Like, the game looks good, don't get me wrong. But, some of it sounds so dumb.
On this project, I feel like the collaboration between creative direction, design, and art, there was a lot more cohesion. And so we've grown together in such a way where we can have these great conversations.
It's about stepping out of our comfort zone a little bit. On the last project,
Out of
we
your
took
comfort
on
zone,
the
does World War
brotherhood
II
of the
again.
soldiers.
Lol.
It was a very traditional look at it. This game in Vanguard, it's a fresh look. We wanted something fresh, and we wanted to get into that anti-hero.
This time around, we kind of dug deeper and we tried to understand what the soldiers were going through. And it changes the way that they walk, it changes the way that they talk, even the way they would dress and how they would stand. It had to be somebody that was real and somebody that we felt that, like, I want to be that person. I want to play that person. I kind of see myself in that person. I think that was big too, right? Like,
So who's your favorite character?
when I saw Daniel Yatsu, I thought to myself,
Do people
hey,
really
you know what?
care
I wanna be
about
that character because that character
who
kinda
they're
feels like me,
running?
you know? And I think that's
But who
sweet.
cares if it's you? They're gonna get shot a lot. So you're gonna get
I
shot
just love that
a
in our
lot.
game, when we're taking a character-centric approach, you actually have a roster.
Yeah, you
And
get to learn more about them.
Yeah, it makes me want to play every character.
And they all have different looks as well, that have their personalities in them.
The character team has done a lot of great work
I don't
to
get it.
recreate, you know, all the materials and things like that. I mean, they dress the mannequin as the exact character, they scan it there, and then they virtualize the authentic gearing.
I just, do
The
we
same
really
thing
care
happens
who
with
we
maps
play
as
as?
well.
We just
And
want
so
a
we even
mans
have
that
some
can hold
maps that are
guns so we
actual
shoot
spaces
people.
in the world.
Like, I don't. I must admit, the maps look
We
gorgeous.
typically start with a
They really
a
do. The
block
map
mesh
looks
of
really,
a
really
map
nice.
and try to figure out how we can
Ooh.
get photogrammetry assets to match that block mesh. We tried it the
Dude,
other
that
way
is
around
so
on
cool.
this one. And that would
That
really
is very, very
capture
cool.
the spatial relationships of the buildings and the road and the hedges.
You know, it feels like a real place. It also helps with the tone because when something feels more realistic, you take it more seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and when you want to be immersed, you don't want to be pulled out by something that feels artificial.
Guys eating 3 or
And
4
there's so many
bullets
other
and still
things that
walking
we've
away.
done to this engine. Like, we've done a lot with foliage that's in our Pacific maps.
Just speaking of simple things like foliage, the way that the light hits the leaves.
This reminds me of the
like
ghost
leaves
fish
and then
talk.
shines through, makes it feel more realistic.
We've been using some
sorry.
new software
I
techniques
understand a lot of
to
this is probably very,
generate
very clever,
simulations
but
for really
it just
unique
reminds me of
situations
the
where
fish
palm trees
actually
are
interact with
colliding
you. They
each
move
other,
when
and
you
it
swim
really
towards them.
makes the map have this energy to it.
All of those atmospherics, like the Battle of Berlin, Gavutu, like these maps.
The map
have so
looks
much weather
gorgeous. I mean,
going
that's a
on
really
in it.
dark
It's been
map, so
exceptional to see
corners
it
are
in
going to
the
be a
game.
problem. But the maps look very nice, aesthetically.
Neo-Epic lenses is something we're looking at game-wide. We want to add that new, fresh, badass on top of the Epic setting.
And that's something that you developed.
Yeah, with the art team, we talked about what's the thing that's going to set us apart from the previous game that we made together. And so we talked a lot about the contemporary lens.
Okay.
And that's where the
So, sorry about this, but you know how they're talking about immersion and all that crap? I'm worried they're going to do a Battlefield 5. And if you don't know what Battlefield 5 did, they injected so much politics into that game, nowadays politics into that game, that it destroyed any all immersion of that time period. So these guys are talking a lot about going into immersion, but the previous couple guys, when they're talking about the characters, were talking about diversity and you can play as yourself or you can see yourself in these people. I'm worried that they're going to do a Battlefield 5 and this immersion of the maps that look really, really nice is going to be destroyed by the character selection side of things. I'm not going to go too far into why the Battlefield 5 stuff didn't, well, literally broke Battlefield 5 in terms of immersion, but there's certain characters, or you can see the people that they've chosen. I think 6 of them we've seen so far. You can see that certain characters should not be able to be selected if you're on different sides of the war, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I just hope they don't break the immersion. That they've obviously gone so far in with the maps, with literally scanning real world places, that they've gone so far. I don't want them to go with the character selecting. You can pick your operator and all that, and then have an operator that is absurd of this on the side where it makes no sense. Like, if you want to know what I'm saying, go watch the Battlefield 5 stuff, because they did it really, really badly. I just hope these guys aren't doing it now.
The whole Neo aspect comes. Neo-noir, it's a new, evolved version of film noir movies. So Epic is its own type of movie. We wanted to take cues from the great epics of the past and add a Neo rebirth to it. A lot of that has to do with composition of the landscape.
Looks beautiful, man.
The types of environments that we pick to play.
Really does.
Palette,
Maps
color.
look,
a lot of it has to do with the tone.
That's Castle. That's Castle. The veranda, everything, the trees, the back route over here, that looks like the building just there. You're coming from. That's Castle.
The art team has done
That's
an
Castle.
amazing job. Just the entire team as a whole has done an amazing job making this look great.
With all the content that we had to do, we needed the rendering, we needed engineering.
Dude, I hope that's
we
Castle.
needed the effects, the lighting, the whole team. We needed studio in Melbourne to get it looking super awesome in a way that we can deliver the best COD game we can do.
We have a cast of characters. Those characters also come over into multiplayer.
We took the personalities from our campaign and brought them to the wild, exaggerated, crazy world of MP.
Sweet revenge!
We have 12 operators at launch, 6 in the beta, all from different walks of life.
What is bringing those characters together in campaign?
Captain Butcher, who's a returning character from Call of Duty World War II.
That's
He's
pretty
back.
cool.
He's got a
All
much
right.
larger role now.
Fuck
We
yeah,
needed a
Butcher.
character when we went to the special forces, the connective tissue.
There's one other
who
character I know
was
everyone
around
else wants to be in
found
this
all
game
these
from World War
people
II.
to give birth to this new
The
type of
contracts
warfare,
lady.
And he puts them together and he sends them into these incredibly dangerous situations.
Sometimes you need a job done. That's when you call the professional.
I think people would be more
So these
excited about the
special
contracts
operations
chick
task
than
forces
Butcher.
that we have, SOTFs, what are these?
That's the whole notion of multiplayer, is that this is Butcher forming these teams. You know, they do feel like ragtag people pulled from all over the world to form these awesome squads of elite soldiers.
So when you unlock one of these operators, you get that moment to learn more about their backstory.
I mean, that's
Lauren, do you have
relatively
a favorite
interesting.
one of those?
Especially if it's like a
My
real
favorite
story.
is for Solange, who is Dutch Aruban, and she was plucked from her everyday life and put into the war, and she
See,
did.
this would be a really cool way for them to actually tell real people's stories, or like, not use the real person, obviously, but design a character following what was a real story. Like, say, I don't know, like for one of the American guys, grab someone who was, I don't know, like a Medal of Honor awardee, you know, a guy who got presented the Medal of Honor for what he did in the war, you know, and tell his brief story, you know, what got him that Medal of Honor, or the equivalent in other sides of the world, you know, obviously Africa, all of Europe, the Pacific side of things. You can actually tell incredible stories. I hope they actually tell real stories, not made up crap, because it would be amazing to hear
It's
real
strategy.
stories.
And I think what's
Instead of,
interesting is
you know,
with our
faking
characters, we also not only touch on people who fought on the front lines, we touch on people that fought at home or were taken and not primed for war. They were just normal people that wanted to live normal lives, and then the war happened and everything changed.
You can't
I hope they tell
change
real
your
stories.
past, but you
I
can
really do.
choose how it molds you.
Most of the time in multiplayer, you're selecting the character, you're in the game, you're in the action, running around.
We have a couple that are just like absolutely crazy, don't we? I think Paulina's really sinister, actually, and you get more of a look into her character. It almost makes you like afraid of her.
It's about immersion, about putting players in there, and these stories are just fantastic.
Depends how real
We
they are.
wanted to champion a lot of the forgotten stories of the war, and a lot of them are female-led stories. There are a lot of women that had a part in the war, whether on the home fronts or on the back.
I hope they tell real stories, because there are some chicks in the war that were fucking badasses. Seriously. Like, I hope they don't make up some bullshit story about some random like, actual, go find, tell real stories Because there are some chicks in World War II that were
Battlefield.
unbelievable.
We
Seriously,
created
there are
so
some
much
American,
lore
like
around
some
them and their
women
backstory
stories
and
that
who they
obviously
were as
haven't been
people,
told,
and also we
and
wanted
there
them
are
to
some
feel
fucking
like
crazy
distinct pieces
stories,
on their
man.
own.
As you're randomly assigned an operator when you start the game.
God, I
you can
hope
now
they
use that
fucking have-
operator as much as you want. And then they have operator progression, which is a brand new
Wait,
thing
hello.
where as you're leveling that operator, you're getting cosmetic rewards. They have charms that are based on their backstory.
Okay.
New cool animations that we use in the game for finishing moves and everything else that really immerse you in that experience.
Okay, that's cool. I don't personally care for the customization side of things, but I know a lot of people do. That's cool.
It's Team A versus
Leveling
Team
up like
B.
your
It is a
character.
very deliberate decision, but it's one that we found was for the best of the game. It allows players to be able to customize their character and how they want to play.
You know, once
But
we made
earn
that
it, not
call,
pay for it.
It was really important to
Earn
then
it.
really dig deep into find all those different characters because it was a global war and people were fighting their own battles in their own countries.
I do think, though, there's a lot of opportunities for people to learn about new perspectives and new angles on things that happened during that time period.
So a lot of diversity in our characters, not just in their race, but in their appearance, their gender, and all of that is explored more in MP.
God, I hope they're real
Characters grounded
stories.
in World War II, but they are based on real people and real groups that did fight in the war.
Okay,
Another
real
thing
groups,
with
real
campaign
stories.
is the character you're playing as. We don't want them to talk too much to sort of allow the player to live the fantasy. So in multiplayer, we get to actually make them talk, and you can hear them talk more.
Dude, that's Castle. That is Castle.
Actually
Wait for it.
make them
Wait for it.
talk,
Wait for
and
it.
you
Wait
can
for
hear
it.
them talk more.
That's Castle. Right there. I don't think there were stairs here previously. I think it was flat with a ladder. Or it might have been like a hill. This is Castle. Go through here. There's like a little hallway here. There's a window here. That's Castle. There's a window up here, top left, the camper building. That's Castle. That's fucking sick. World at War.
That brings me back to life.
You had that coming.
It's multiplayer, it's still a game, but there's so much history there, there's so much depth
Yes.
and richness.
There better be.
And you've been able to bring all of this together into this story that is quite amazing.
Murderbot. VP. Ooh. Just have a good port.
Hey everyone, my name is Marc-Alexandre Milo, the UI UX director at Beenox, and today I'm here representing Beenox, the lead PC developer for Call of Duty. And we are very excited to bring you Call of Duty Vanguard. Beenox has put together a dedicated
Is that
and passionate
Phoenix?
team to push the
I
quality of
can't
the
sound what you're
PC
saying.
version each and every year. We want the game to be tailored for our PC community by supporting both the latest hardware technology and also optimizing for the best performance.
Your
With Call of Duty
optimizations never
Vanguard,
work.
You will get the greatest features and improvement that we have built over the years, such as the uncapped frame rate, the ultra-wide and the multi-monitor support, and also a lot of settings to fully customize your experience throughout the game.
In other words, you mean
And
optimize
about
it correctly.
customization, we wanted our game to be even more accessible. We added option to reduce motion sickness, improve text readability, and we even added adaptive.
Hey, yeah, the game actually starts off and you're gonna get really motion sick, but we're gonna let you turn off that motion sickness, you know.
a few settings to fit your gameplay style. We've also done a ton of work to improve input latency. By using a high-speed camera combined with an Arduino board and an NVIDIA LDAT, it's a device that measures input to photon latency. We're able to identify opportunities to improve reaction time in terms of milliseconds. We have also reworked our auto-detect features. As you may know, we optimize all the graphics settings based on your hardware. But
No.
this time, you get to choose if you prefer to have the awesome visual experience or aim for the highest frame rates. Lastly, while waiting for your friend to jump into your party or during a round transition, we added a setting that reduces the brightness of your other monitors to allow multitasking.
That's pretty cool.
Without missing any of the action. We have so much more to talk about in the upcoming months, and we can't wait for you to experience Call of Duty Vanguard on Battle.net. Now, I'll pass it to Raven to give you the latest intel on what's coming to Warzone this year.
Alright, is this just Warzone talk? Alright, I don't really care about Warzone. I think that's the last bit of it. Okay, it sounds interesting for the most part. It really does. I'm a little worried about these stories they're going to tell. I hope they're real stories. I really, really do. I'm so worried about them doing a Battlefield 5. I hope they tell real stories, because there are some amazing stories that, like, you know, like some stories are, you know, seem more fiction than real kind of thing. Like, there are some incredible stories they could tell. Of literally anyone in the entire war kind of thing. They all have amazing stories. So I hope they actually tell real stories, not some crap they've made up. Using a character they've made up. I hope they actually, you know, I just hope they don't make it up as they go along, because World War II is such a fascinating time in the world, and there are so many amazing stories they could tell with the characters they're doing here. The gameplay itself, they didn't really talk much about, to be honest. They didn't, like, I think the thing they talked about for the longest was, they talked quite a lot about how they made the maps, which is interesting. But they didn't mention if there are 3-lane maps, not 3-lane maps. If it's going to be the tiered system that Modern Warfare did, that was window camping central. They briefly touched on some of the game modes, like Patrol. One would have thought they would have said, these are the game modes we're offering. Not like, hey, Patrol. Anyway, moving on. They talked about mounting and blind fire for like 3 or 4 minutes, which is ridiculous, because they're features that I don't think anyone actually likes. I think people did mounting in Modern Warfare purely for challenges to get the gold guns or Damascus. So I don't actually think anyone gives a damn. The 30 guns, it's not a great number. I think Cold War had 29 to start off with, so at least it's a buff up from that. They've obviously got the Modern Warfare system again, the where you can customize the hell out of your guns, which is really cool. I don't know, well, he said like there's hundreds of variants on it, which, I mean, yeah. But that was like saying you could have an M4 as an SMG if you just put the SMGs things in. It's like, it's still an M4, it's just got different bullets in it. I'm interested. Now, like I said, I did watch some of FaZe Scope's gameplay, which, the sniper looked really slow, but obviously he didn't have attachments on it, or not many anyway. So sniping looks like it's going to be okay this year. It looked like he was hitting shots, which was nice. I want this game to be good. You guys know I really want this game to be good. I have more faith in Sledgehammer than anyone else, but this multiplayer reveal didn't really reveal a whole lot. It really didn't. I mean, they spoke a lot about the characters and the stories. I mean, that was a whole fucking segment. It's just like, hey, we have operators again that you can pick, and guess what? They have cool stories, and you can level them up and unlock cosmetics. That's all they needed to say. I didn't need a 10-minute segment on it. But anyway, look, it seems interesting. The brief bit of gameplay I've watched, the maps look like they function, but again, that's playing with YouTubers who actually move, not camping fuckwits. I don't know, man. It looks good. I'm obviously going to play it. I really don't think this multiplayer revealed much, to be honest. I didn't even tell you your kill streaks. Like, they didn't say, hey, look, we got, you know, the Fire Juggernaut, we got the Murder Bot, which I guess is like an RCXD type of thing, but they didn't even like go, like, they didn't really reveal very much. You know, they could have said we have this many ARs, this many SMGs, this many LMGs, this many snipers, this many pistols. You know, that would have been cool. Like, actually list it out. Don't give us what they are. Give us some surprises. But, like, you know, in the upcoming game, we have 5 ARs, 4 SMGs, 2 shotguns, 3 snipers, 4 LMGs, with 6 pistols, 1 of them being a machine pistol. Like, give us information. Like they said, we have 30-ish guns with attachments. Fucking brilliant. Anyway, guys, yeah, so that's my thoughts on this. I'm not going to watch the Warzone stuff, because you guys know my thoughts on Warzone. I really don't care. But, we'll see you guys when the beta comes out. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys want to see me react to some actual multiplayer footage. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. See ya.